Welcome back to the show. The fictional story told in the novel Push Not the River is based on the real-life story of a Polish countess.
Yeah, her diary was passed down from generation to generation, and now her story is being called Poland's Gone with the Wind.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice subtitle there. Local author James Conroyd Martin wrote the fictional novel and the sequel to Against a Crimson Sky, and he joins us now on the Morning Blend. Welcome to you. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
So how did you get this idea to write about this Polish countess? Somehow she kind of touched you, and you decided, I need to do something about this.
Well, we go back many years to, I had been teaching just a couple of years, and I wanted to get into screenwriting. I was too young to think about writing novels, and I went out to Hollywood, and I lived there 9 years. And within the first couple of years, I met a friend, John Stelnicki, and he showed me this diary that he had translated of his great-great-great-grandmother. And it was just an amazing story.
What is the story exactly about, without giving too much away, that really captured you?
It's kind of a flip on Gone with the Wind, and critics have seen that, and I saw it even back then. The main character that kept the diary, Anna, is sort of like the Melanie, and then her zesty, sexy sister, Sophia, is kind of like the Scarlet.
Mm-hmm. And you thought immediately, this is Gone with the Wind, and this needs to be out there?
Absolutely. I just didn't know how many decades it would take.
How many decades did it take?
Well, that was in the 70s. That was in the 70s.
Wow.
And it took 3 different agents and a publisher here in Wisconsin who held it for a couple of years, and then
I heard it's really hard to get published. I mean, even if you have a great idea for a book or want to do that sort of work, that it's really difficult to finally get it out there.
Once in a while you hear about a serendipitous sort of thing where you get discovered, sort of like Lana Turner and in the drugstore. Not with me. It was a struggle, and eventually I self-published in 2001.
And what kept you going during those difficult times?
The story. It was like she landed on my shoulder and spoke to me and said, this needs to get out there.
What do you like about her? What's likable about this Polish countess?
She's kind of a metaphor for Poland. She's just under duress, under stress, and in all kinds of situations, and her cousin working against her. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. And Poland was being torn apart by 3 countries around it, so that kind of like the South with Gone with the Wind, it ceased to exist at the end of, Poland ceased to exist for 123 years at the end of the diary.
You're a Midwestern guy.
Yes.
You're not Polish.
Correct.
And you love this story, so I'm assuming that that kind of criteria can go for any of your readers, right?
It transcends ethnicity.
What have you heard from some people who have read your book?
Well, book clubs have picked up on it to a tremendous degree. In fact, I'm coming back to Milwaukee. I live in Chicago. I'm coming back next Wednesday for a book club here. And
you're also coming to Polish Fest, too, right? Which is next weekend.
I'll be at Polish Fest all 3 days. I have a booth there, so my books will be available. And
make it available to people. I think it's wonderful, too, that anyone who comes to Polish Fest and mentions that they saw you on the Morning Blend can get a 20% discount on all of your books, and you'll have both soft and hard covers available. I think it's neat that your books have been translated into Polish, too, and are available to people who speak that language. And you've also received a very prestigious Polish award, right?
Yes, the American Institute of Polish Culture gave me their gold medal that they give out once a year. James Michener was one of the first about 30 years ago, so I'm in good company there.
Yeah.
And so it's been well accepted by the Polish community, and I'm really happy about that.
Fantastic, and congratulations, James Martin, who's going to be back in town, like he said, next week. Come visit him at Polish Fest, and you'll get a discount on the books. Again, here they are. Push Not the River is the original, and then Against a Crimson Sky is the sequel. For more information, you can go to his website.